You guys are so pedantic. Yes, I'm a minute late. I thought I was going to be early today. Genuinely thought I might go live a little bit early. Oh, you know what I've been doing? I've been looking at the date instead of the time. The 27th. I thought it was 3 minutes to. That's what I've been doing. There's my excuse. How's it going, everyone? Monday night. Welcome to the live stream. We're doing a Cowboys only training session. Who better to lead the session than me? 3 minutes late. It was 2. It was 1 or 2. Don't be like that. Welcome, everyone. Washi, Tracy, Sean, Niho. Posts videos from years ago, then turns up late. That's not true. It was 10 months ago, you weapon. Tintin, welcome. You guys are so pedantic. Just relax. I know you missed me all week, and then Monday night you're raring to go. I get it. I understand. Daz, welcome. You're right, mate. Looking forward to the show highlight tonight. The show highlight? What's the highlight, Stephen? Sheffield, welcome. No, I am Brew. Leave the guy alone. Thanks, Tracy. Thanks very much. Finch has got a very special, super secret, top secret. Finch, you can't mention anything to anyone, okay? He's had a bit of a super secret insight as to what's going on in the background at Smelts Pressure Washing this week, because something very exciting's happened, and I think tomorrow will be the day where I can show you guys. Finch turned up at Pressure Washer Sales and Service in Evesham today, probably about 30 minutes after we left, and he saw my van. He was like, never mind. Oh, is that my coffee? Thanks very much. Thank you.
Welcome.
Cheers, everyone. Never mind where's what's his name? Who's Darren doing? Where's I forgot his name. I might have to find it. PWS. Basically, it turned into Where's Smelt because my van was there, but I weren't. Where's Jeff? Jeff. You don't often hear the name Jeff, do you? To be fair, I had an Uncle Jeff. And so he's got a little sneak peek as to what's going on today, which is pretty sick. Did you know the clock's changed? Thanks, Daz. It was 2 minutes. Mills, welcome. Chris, good evening. Clean finish just popped up on Bookie on Facebook. Yeah, we're doing a dual stream again tonight. We're just going to see. I don't know if it's useful for people, but we're streaming on both YouTube and Facebook. So, spreading the love. Anthony, welcome. Did my first tarmac seal today. Looks great. Nice. Gecko, what was your process for the tarmac seal? Did you pour it or did you dip it? Is it rolled or is it... I think some people have used like brushes in the past, like brooms. Very quiet on the jet washing, but can't complain. It's only a sideline. Looking forward to tonight's show. Steve, thanks very much, mate. Yeah, it has gone quiet, to be fair. I've noticed the last couple of weeks quite a big dip in inquiries. We're trying to make the most of our sort of the customers that we've already done work for. I'm just sort of chasing up a couple of jobs. You know where your customer sort of says, like, if you could give me a quote for that, like, we've done some work and then it's like, that's great, thank you, all paid up. Yeah, if you could give me a quote for that next time you're free, that'd be great. It's like I've been getting back to a few of them and trying to remember to sort of follow them up. And people are... It's so much easier selling to your current customer base than it is trying to generate new leads. So maybe if you're, Stephen, if you're equipped to offer additional services, might be worth looking at those customers you've already served if you've still got their details and just seeing if you can offer them anything else. We did a facial and soffit wash today. I don't know if Rich is here. I don't know if he's in yet, but he normally pops in on a Monday. But my neck, I haven't done a soffit facial wash for a while, but we spent like, it's got to be 2 hours. It had to be around about an hour and a half, 2 hours. We were doing faces and soffits, and we were cleaning we're cleaning windows as well today. I don't know what's happened to me. And we're cleaning windows again on Thursday for a big school in Redditch. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I thinking? So we were doing this, and your neck is just sort of buried into your shoulders. And it's, you know, when you have to do the barge boards, the peaks up the side, it's not fun at all. It's a very difficult job. And I think it must have been the first time I've done it in a while, because I came home and it's like, oh, it's stiff. And half stiff. Here he is. Felt lonely on Facebook. Yeah, there's only a couple of people watching on Facebook. New van, it's not a new van, Chris, no. Not a new van, but Rich has got a new van. Rich has... I think he's landed on his feet with this van, to be honest. It's like perfect. He's done what I did, and he's gone from a little Peugeot Partner, which was my old van, and he's gone straight for the big boys. He's gone straight up to a H2L2 Citroën, and it's really good. It's nice. I think the only... don't think I took a video of it today. Apologies if Rich's... No, I didn't mean to do that. I think he's landed on his feet with this van, to be honest. Didn't mean to do that. Where's my stories? I don't want to click on my live. I want to click on my stories. What's that all about? Where's my stories? Might have to do it on Insta. It's a big Citroen something. It's great. Looks really good. It's so nice having a big van. And when you start taking things a little bit more seriously, you can't kind of see it really, but I've had to put this up, look, because someone's impersonating me on WhatsApp. This is his new van, look, it's a Citroen. Now, is it grey or blue? You'll see another shot of it in a minute, but I think it's grey, Rich thinks it's blue. How much work have you got on? We're booked up now for about 2.5 weeks, I think, roughly. Maybe 2 weeks, I can't remember. Coffee at this time, you won't sleep. I generally, I've started having coffee on the live streams. When I stopped drinking beer, look at that van, look at that. And we forgot that, basically I had to take, here's a clue, I had to take all my stuff out of my van today. And stick it in Rich's. And forgot that he didn't have a ladder rack, and we were doing gutter clearing, so I had to stick my ladders inside his van. Luckily they fit perfect. Yeah, when I stopped drinking, I switched over to coffee for the live stream. Steve, yeah, that's a point. How are you planning on... How do you want this tank, Steve? I'm done with it now. Are you going to be driving down to grab it from me? My name is Jeff. Are you still off the drink? Yes, I am. Are you using a different webcam to stream? It seems a bit off. Yeah, is there a little bit of a delay? There is, isn't there? I am. Well spotted. Reason being... Reason being is because pressure washer sales and service over in Evesham have got my camera. Test. Yeah, there's a little bit of a delay, isn't there? That's quite annoying, actually. Quite annoying. Not to worry. We won't let it get us down. Yeah, I'm using my DSLR. Quite an old one. How are you finding the Sprinter? Me? I love my Sprinter. I think it's a fantastic van. The only things I would like is aircon. I've got all the parts on the engine for aircon, but the original van didn't come with aircon. And then when they replaced the engine, I think it's had a new engine, they replaced it with an engine that's got aircon. But I've got none of the bump underneath the dash. Got none of the fittings and fixtures. So the what else would I like from a van? I think it's a bit rough around the edges, like it, but it's got about 240 odd thousand miles on it, so it's not bad. Had 10 minutes spare today, dropped leaflets, knocked about 20 doors, booked in 2 gutters. That is very nice. That's a result, isn't it? I mean, it just goes to show. It's, you get out there and do it, and it's, I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's very doable. You've got a bit of a gift of the gab though, haven't you? Is that saying, gift of the gab? Craig, you're like good at talking. I bet you'd put a granny at ease. You'd put a little old lady at ease. You've had 7 gutters this afternoon. Well done. This afternoon? What were you doing this morning? I think 7 gutter jobs is good for like a whole day, let alone just this afternoon. There's work out there, you just got to go get it. That's true. Very true. Oh, Soph's like the stream. Thanks, Soph. I've had a few roof cleaning inquiries. I think we've started getting a bunch of roof cleans come in, to be fair, and people seem to be accepting quotes, which I'm not going in cheaper than I normally would or anything. People just seem to be happy with the price, and I don't know if I'm in a slightly different boat to some people, where I was speaking to Rich about it today. It's like, I think people approach me sometimes having already seen, some people already feel like they know me because of the videos and stuff, so I don't necessarily have to prove that we can achieve what they're asking us to achieve. And whereas approaching an unknown business and saying, can you clean my roof, with no proof of their work, it's like, it's a bit of a different, it's a harder sell, isn't it? It's a harder sell for the business. So I am in quite a fortunate position, I think. Finished the final house wash of the season this morning, 28 degrees Fahrenheit. What do you mean the final house wash of the season, Mark? You're in America, aren't you? How come you've does it get too cold or something? Does the hypo not, it's not as effective, I'm assuming, when it gets real cold? Is that why? Or is it just not like a winter service that people look for? Jake, when's the Christmas night out then? Don't know. Speaking of Christmas, pressure washer sales and service over in Evesham they're doing like an open day. That's the address at the top there, look, and it's in December. And let me see if I can find the date, because I'll be there. So if anyone wants to pop along and say hello, if you're local, search open day. I can't find the date. But they're doing an open day. Oh, 19th of December. What day is that? Open day on the 19th of December. It's in Pershore in Worcestershire. What date is the 19th? That is a Friday. That'd be good. Pop over and have a coffee. I don't know if there's any... I don't know anything about it. Other than I'm going. So. That should be fun. Sent you a picture on Discord. Is it something that I don't want to see? Because quite often, Craig, you take me off guard a little bit, didn't you? What have you sent me? Is that your stubby little fingers? Gross. With your sore back. It's not a sore back, it's a sore neck. Will hold its money better. You think like a dark van will hold its money better? Yeah, that's true. When you see a white van, they generally, once the paintwork starts to go, like mine's got loads of rust spots on it. I suppose you wouldn't see that as much on a darker van, would you? What gloves are we all rocking this time of year to keep the mitts warm? I'll find you a pair of gloves that we wore. Thermal work gloves that we wore last year. My brother got us them. And they were fantastic. Little bit pricey, but they're waterproof. No, they're not waterproof actually. But we were mainly clearing gutters, I think. But they were so warm, and they're quite like dexterous, and I think you can use your phone on them as well. Let me ask my brother what they were. I'll find them for you because I really do recommend them. What were those gloves called? Stopped vaping and started eating. Back to vaping now. What do you mean? What? You're putting on too much weight. Stopped vaping and started eating. Is that a thing? Is that a thing when you stop vaping? It's like smoking. You just start eating again. I know smokers they lose their appetite. Some people, instead of having like a lunch break, they'll just go out for a fag. I've got a Peugeot partner, lovely little van. The only thing that annoys me is no cup holder. Haven't they got one in the door? Is there no cup holder, really? Can't remember. Probably better just to buy a van with aircon. Yeah. We love our long wheelbase Volkswagen Crafter. Yeah, I think the Crafter's basically the same as the Sprinter, really, isn't it? Ads weren't on this morning. Made a payment at lunch. Bang. So, what are you saying? What do you mean, Steve? What do you mean? You turned you turned your adverts back on, and suddenly you got loads of work. You got like a flurry of work. Is that literally how quickly that works? How many PVC gutter cleans can you get in a day? Are you talking to me or Steve? I was talking to Rich today, and I said, like, when we were doing it, we're like, would you do 2 of these a day? Like, it was gutter vac, fascia and soffit wash, window frames and sill clean on a it's a decent sized detached house, so all 4 sides. Like, would you do 2 of these a day? Or would you rather stay at home? And he said he'd do it, but I think I'd rather stay at home, to be honest. I just don't. Maybe it's the water-fed pole. Maybe it's something about the brush. Maybe it's just very strenuous work, and you can't. I feel like you can't charge enough to make it worthwhile. You know what I mean? I enjoy clearing gutters. It's quite satisfying. It's like you can get in and out pretty quick. You can, it's good. The customer sees the before and after pictures and stuff, and they see a big bag of muck at the end of the job, and it's like, that was cool. That was like satisfying. That was worth it. Still a low ticket service, between about 90 and 150 pound most gutter clears. But you can sort of smash them out and just get in and out. But it's like with the fascia and soffit washing, I just don't know if you can charge enough. It takes ages. It's too cold to run the soft washing system. Winterizing it tomorrow, plus business falls off. Still doing windows though. Mark, do you do Christmas lights in America? I'm guessing you're from New York with your username. But I wonder if it seems to be quite big business over there, Christmas lights installations. But I don't know, over here that, because most of the houses are what's the opposite of detached? Terrace. Most houses are like small terrace houses over here. They're like farty little jobs rather than big, cool. Unless you get like a cool commercial Christmas light installation, that'd be a nice one to do. I wonder if any of the schools would be interested in that. Maybe I'll send an email out to some of the schools and just ask if they're interested in Christmas light installations this year. I had my first customer get in touch. Oh, my brother came through with the link. There you go. My first customer got in touch for Christmas light installation last week. So it's these ones, Egendals Tegura. But these are brilliant. Oh, they are waterproof. There you go. They actually are. And they're fantastic. A little bit pricey, but I found with a bunch of the other gloves, I found that they were more sort of disposable, and they'd get wet. They'd get a bit damp, and then they'd get ruined, because as soon as you pull your hand like out of a damp glove, they sort of fold inside out, and you can never get them back the way they were again. With these, I sort of looked after these a little bit because they're a little bit more money, and the insides just didn't seem to get dirty. Sometimes the inside of your gloves get dirty, and yet you end up pulling your hands out and you've got like dirty fingernails. I didn't get that with these, and they stayed dry. And I just sort of looked after them a bit, and they wear really well. Most of my other sets of gloves, it's like I'll wear them for a day, maybe 2, and over the winter, and then I'll just open another pack. But with these, they last a little bit longer, so thoroughly recommend. I need to put a big order in for some stuff. I need some winter jackets as well with proper hoods on, some nice hoods. I feel like a lot of these jackets, these like waterproof jackets, the hoods on them are just crap. They're just like thin, and they fall down. There's no way to keep them actually on your head. Finch, you'll be there. Pizza van. They've got a pizza van. Oh, nice. I'm definitely going. Seal skins. Are they gloves, are they? Ooh, bougie gloves by the looks of it. Extreme cold. We want waterproof, really, don't we? Equestrian, hiking, backpacking, motorcycle, technology, waterproof. Do we need to pick men's? Men's. 60 quid. 55 quid. I don't know if I can justify that sort of money on one set of gloves that I'm absolutely gonna ruin. You know what I mean? These look quite thick and bulky as well. They don't look very, like, you can be very dexterous in them. All waterproof, waterproof all-weather cycle glove. Yeah. I mean, presumably they're much more. Aren't these just for wearing? Lightweight gloves. Textured PU palm. I feel like these would just get battered and it'll be a waste of 45 quid. You know what I mean? I'm sure the waterproof part of it is like brilliant. I just don't know if they're cut out for like a work environment. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? If you want aircon fitted, there's a place in Gloucester called AC Automotive who install aircon. That's cool, thank you. I think I've got all the gubbins in the engine. It's just no gubbins in the cab. Conservatory cleans are the worst. They actually are, yeah. Gutters, fascia, soffits, or conservatory roof cleans. I don't mind like cleaning the outside of a conservatory, like the windows and the frames and stuff. The roof, you know, depending on the layout and depending on the access and stuff, the roof can quite often be a ball ache because I feel like you're rinsing for days. Once the scrubbing's out of the way, once you've scrubbed, find yourself rinsing for absolute days. Welcome, Adam. Unattached, thanks. That's actually what I was thinking in my head. That is correct. With the rain this morning, once the ad is back live, it wants to spend. Booked 6 in, another one coming back to me within a day. That's mad. So you booked 6, you've turned the ads on in the morning, got 6 inquiries, or got a bunch of inquiries and booked 6 the same day. That's pretty crazy. I feel like I need to know what I'm doing, like days in advance. I feel like I can't just jump onto something without being prepared for it. I know like gutters are easy for that sort of stuff. You can just, if you've got the vac in the van, you can just shoot out to any property really, and you don't need any special equipment, do you? It's just you've already got what you've got. At this time of year now, 4 or 5 leads a day from the ad is quite normal. If the weather's bad, then 10 plus maybe. That's crazy. 4 or 5 leads a day. Steve, do you mind sharing how much you're spending on those ads? Are you and Craig running that ad together, or have you got you separate? Or are you doing that separately? 4 or 5 like gutter leads per day now, while everyone's quiet, is very impressive. I'd be curious to know how much you're spending there. Upstate New York, USA. I don't do Christmas lights. Seems to be pretty lucrative down south, not so much in my area. Fair enough. They don't look waterproof. How much they paying you? What do you mean? It literally says waterproof on the glove. Are we talking about the gloves that I was showing you? Literally said waterproof on the strap. How much they paying you? PWSAS? Nothing. I promise you. Nothing. I just like them. And they're local to me. We use rab jackets in the winter. What on earth is a Rab jacket? Rab, all men's jackets. Again, like 350 quid. 290 quid. Men's firewall mountain waterproof jacket. Are people really spending this on jackets? And are you really spending this sort of money to ruin your jacket when you're out there working in it? Am I out of touch? I feel like this is a lot of money for one item of clothing. It's weird, like, since I've been doing this and being online and stuff, and when I ask for help and advice and things, people are so quick to advise you to buy the most expensive thing. It's like, oh, if you want something good, you've got to get like the most expensive one. It's like we were talking about leaf blowers the other day, and everyone was like, get a Still one, get a Honda one, get a this and that, and they're like 400 plus quid. It's like, do you actually have to spend that much? Or, you know, I understand, and I'm with you. If you're about to shout down the screen like you get what you pay for, I understand. Buy cheap, buy twice, I understand. But like, I ain't spending more than 60 quid on a jacket personally. Maybe that's why, maybe I need to flip my perspective. Maybe this is why stuff doesn't last for me. Maybe I do need to blow hundreds and hundreds of pounds. And maybe this jacket will last me 10 years. Because if it doesn't last me 10 years, I'd be pretty fuming. None of them are cheap. I'd be interested to know, Stardust, I'd be interested to know exactly which jacket you bought. And would you recommend it for work, actually working in? Pro ski jacket. I bet a ski jacket would be sick, actually, wouldn't it? It'd be warm. Yeah, I bet ski gear actually would be really good, because it's quite sporty as well. It's quite like sporty gear. Probably got a good hood. Don't know why this is taking so long. There we go. That looks pretty cool. Get it in black. Looks like a quality item. Has it got thumb holes in the sleeve as well? I love those little thumb holes. Highly waterproof, highly windproof, robust and body mapping technology, whatever that means. When it goes quiet, that's when you want to focus on window cleaning. £300 to £400 a day. Lovely Jubilee. What does that last bit mean? Lovely Jubilee. Oh, lovely Jubilee. Sorry. Sorry. It's crazy. Can't believe I missed that. Oh, you actually spelt it wrong, so that's not on me. That's on you. Yes, mate. Pizza van, Ollie said. Tea and coffee and drinks too. That sounds great. They've got a nice new showroom as well. It smells beautiful. Not a paid ad. Actually smells nice. Best gloves out there. See, that is a very bold statement, Tracy. Because they could also be like how many gloves have you tried? This happens a lot on the internet as well. The best gloves out there, 100% for warmth and completely waterproof. Temers 282. It's a dangerous game you're playing by you know, declaring that these are the best gloves out there for warmth and waterproofness. Very bold statement. I'd expect you to have tested at least 40 or 50 pairs of gloves before you come into that conclusion. You can slip them on and off as well. We like the sound of that. We do. Oh, they're on the same website, look. These, I'll be honest, these look like marigolds. Does anyone else have that issue with gloves, especially thermal gloves, where the tips of your fingers feel colder than they do when you've not got gloves on? I don't know whether it's once you've sort of sweated in them or something. I don't know what it is. But every time I wear thermal gloves, the palms of my hands are fine, but the extremities of the tips of my pinky fingers are always stone cold. And so I take my gloves off and do that for a bit, and I warm up straight away. Maybe I've got poor circulation. Maybe that's on me. Evening, Jason. Welcome. Cotswold Group. Hello, mate. It's Clive from CGS. My first time with you. Mate, nice to see you. Sorry I missed you earlier. Pretty funny video. He took a piss at my van. Where's the picture? Look at this guy. He actually looks like, look at his face, he actually looks like he's doing it as well. like someone's just caught him. Look at the state of my van. Proper rusty in it. But he got a little sneak peek sticky beak at what's going on at PWSAS this week. I would love to show you a picture, but I'm keeping it a secret. Oh, you booked them in all in for next week, Steve? Okay. I thought you meant you turn the ads on, you got inquiries, you booked them all in for like this afternoon and got them all done. 650 to £700 a month on ads, plus Sam's fee. And is that, remind me again, is that just Google ads? Craig does his own, he has his own area, and I have mine. Fair enough. Don't look, Jake, too expensive. Daz, you know me to a T. Did a gutter today, booked a £700 roof scrape from it. So that's 790 quid job from £4.80. Steve, did you still clear the gutters and charge them for the gutter? You did, didn't you? You cheeky boy. So you've cleared their gutters, and they said, by the way, if you want your roof cleaning, we can do that as well. And instead of saying, I'll save you the money, we won't clear your gutters today because we'll do it all in one go when we do your roof, you still did it, didn't you? I can see it in your price, you've done it. You sneaky, cheeky boy. I'm about to get the second area live, so would be good to around 8. So I'd be going to around 8 leads a day now. Bosh. I still go out working in shorts. Skid, really? Buy a decent jacket from Vinted. I got new with tag £600 Berghaus Extreme for 75 quid. Vinted's not a bad idea for like winter clothing. Washi and Steve are kind of setting the bar, aren't they? With regards to like keeping yourself busy. A good body warmer should be enough, and then a lightweight waterproof Berghaus fleece with lining does me. There you go. That's how OJ does it. I said buy a second-hand one for 65, 85 quid. Oh, okay, my bad. Sorry, I missed that. How much was your pressure washer? Are you talking to me? I can't remember. I think it was about 3.8. I think it was 3,800 with the frame, with the big fuel tank, with the hose reel. Brand new pump. That was £1,000. You can't spend enough on waterproofs though. A top jacket will last longer and keep you dry all day and dry faster. Being wet is no fun, and they have good hoods. To be fair, even if it lasts me one long winter, I'll be happy with like a... I'll be happy with a... Like, I'd spend like upwards of 100 quid maybe on a good jacket that I know is going to last me all winter. It's not going to get stained with like hypo. And yeah, I'm not going to ruin it basically. I think I'd spend a bit of money on a good jacket. Get one for Rich as well, so we're cozy boys. You are right, like being warm and dry in the winter, I think it's quite cozy as well. Going outside when you can't be touched. You're in your gloves. You got your hood up. Got your little earmuffs on. Does anyone wear earmuffs? I don't know. You could have your ear protectors on with your bit of Bluetooth, bit of music going on, and you're just like perfectly fine, and everyone else is freezing their tatties off. Untouchable. No better feeling than that. I stayed dry all day today until we did those gutters faces soffits, looking up at the barge boards on the side, literally just getting rained on as we were doing it because the access was like so narrow through the side of the down the side of the house. Spent all day dry, and then the last job of the day, get absolutely soaked. Get an orange version of the jumpsuit at the bottom, the kids one. The pink bodysuit. The Arc'teryx I'm using currently was 650 quid, but when I got the one from Vinted, that was brand new. Couldn't use it for work. Yeah. Orange bodysuit. Jackets, I'd say go in store and buy. Spend more than 65 quid. Try it on. A decent one will last years. That's what I want to do. I want to go to the uniform shop that I normally get my stuff embroidered. I'd like to go there and like try something on. But generally, the bigger item, like the more expensive items, like the jackets and stuff, they have to sort of order in, and you can order them in to try on. Like they've got no problem doing that for you. But I just feel like I'm messing them about a bit. Need a Moncler jacket for working in now, Jake, as you're an influencer. I don't even know what that is, but I'm guessing it's a bougie jacket. Bright orange ski gear. Check out the Engelbert Strauss workwear. Actually workwear, not cheap, but cheaper than the fashion brands. Engelbert Strauss. Who? I'm being redirected. Greetings from Belgium. Hope you're doing well. Clean and green, welcome. Come on. Something's going on with my internet. Sailing gear is the best. Breathable, very waterproof. Henry Lloyd offshore jacket. All I hear is money, money, money. Mid-layer. Rain jacket revolution. Let's have a little look then. 3-in-1 functional jacket. That looks good actually. It's got that look interior, that inner lining. Come on, please. Is this the same jacket? Ooh. Oh, he's going to unzip it for me. He's just showed me his goods. Have a bit of that. Ooh, it's double layered. That looks like a really nice one, doesn't it, to be fair? Has it got thumb holes, though? Doesn't look like it. Put your hood up. Show me your hood. I mean, they've even got the picture of the hood. And it's one of them pull cords. Oh, yeah, that looks like a good one, doesn't it? I feel like someone that's putting this much effort into their website to show you all about it. I like the wristbands as well. I like that. Got to be a quality product. They're putting in all this effort just to show you how the product looks. Let's get me an XL. Standard size. Apply. Black. 3% if I buy 3. Thinking about Jakey as well. Delivery time 5 to 10 working days. Why so long? That could be the one, couldn't it? 2 slanted pockets with flaps. That's what we like to hear. Waterproof seam finish. Inner chest pockets. 100% polyester. That, my friends, is hypo-proof. Bleach-proof, 100% polyester. Detachable, ultralight and sporty quilted vest. I'll keep an eye on that one. Not ready to pull the trigger just yet. It's not quite cold enough. Tracy's getting... Can we talk about something else? I'm done talking about jackets and gloves. I don't wear I don't wear gloves in the winter. Been an outside kid. I've been an outside kid and adult all my life. Craig, that's Reynard's in your hands. Are you sure? I do get it in my toes as well. I suffer with cold toe syndrome. We spend £48 a day on gutter Google ads, which I run myself. Stardust, what sort of returns are you getting on that, mate? Smart, I ordered a few hundred business cards and flyers. Do you reckon I do some ads or just rely on word of mouth, friends and family for the beginning? 100% do friends and family in the beginning. Take as many pictures and videos and stuff as you can. I personally, I like the route that I went down. Set up your social media pages. Do that job for your sister. Get her to share it on her Facebook page so all her friends see it. Do that job for your mom or your auntie or whoever it might be. Then she'll share it with all her friends and word of mouth. Talk about your business all the time as if people want to know about it. I still do that now. And yeah, it will start to snowball. Just keep your pages active, I would personally. I didn't have a website until like my second year, I don't think. I was just doing social media. Didn't really post any leaflets or anything. Didn't do any door knocking. It was all social media. We sort of went through this on the live stream last week with Craig, sort of what he would do versus what I would do if he started again. I think that was what we said. I think door knocking is definitely, if you want to get working right now, the lowest barrier to entry thing you could possibly do is go and knock some doors. She booked the roof for the 30th of November, so I gave the option, but she wanted them doing. I actually charged £70, but it was 50. There you go. I should never have doubted you, Steve. Do you guys use yard signs for marketing? Not so much. generally we're sort of in and out. Like when we're pressure washing a driveway, it's all sort of done so quickly. Yes, we've got to come back and resand block paved driveways, for example, but I don't think it's like viable to leave something out of the property and then have to go back a couple of days later to collect it. Maybe if it's super local, but it's not like a builder where you've just done an extension or you've just like installed a driveway where it's like a massive ticket item. I don't know if it's worth it. Like I think it's enough to just turn up at the property with your sign written van. You're making all this noise on the day, and maybe you do 10 leaflets up that way, 10 leaflets down that way, and just cause a little bit of a, cause a little bit of a scene, and hope that you get some work from like local neighbours and stuff. I don't know if it's worth leaving signs and stuff. I think I need to talk to Cedars about it, because I think Cedars got some of those little picket signs that you hammer down into the grass. I don't know if he actually did anything with them or whether they were very successful or not. I'm not sure, so we'll have to talk to him at some point. I'm watching you with my boy. He wants you to know it's his birthday in 2 weeks. Can you wish him a happy birthday? Also mention it's bedtime now. His name's Luke. Luke, happy birthday, mate. Have you got anything on your wish list for your birthday? It's always exciting a couple of weeks before, isn't it? But seriously, it's bedtime. The kids are off school now, aren't they? So one could argue, if he's not got school tomorrow, an extra 15 minutes wouldn't hurt, would it? In the grand scheme of things, let's be honest. Happy birthday, Luke. The 3M hats in Morrison's at minute. £3, can't go wrong. There you go. Oh, he's going to be 8 in 2 weeks. That's a good age. Helly Hansen workwear coat. £48 a day on ads. Well, I'd probably be 15 leads a day from that amount. Steve, are you at capacity now? Are you like, is there any reason you wouldn't spend more? Is it because you've got plenty of work coming in? Because I was thinking about, I was listening to a podcast about this the other day. It's like, if something's working and you're not demand constrained, you're if you are demand constrained, but you can fulfill more work if it was given to you, and you're currently getting enough leads per day to justify spending money on ads, why not just double your ad spend? It's literally that simple. It's like overnight you can double your potential earnings if your ads are working. Obviously they've got to be set up right. You've got to have proof that they're actually working in the first place, but it's like once it's like free money. Once that starts rolling in and it's proving that it works, it's like if you can fulfill that work, you could start spending £300-400 on ads per day if you can fulfill the work. If you and your team can fulfill that much work, it's like there's no reason not to. There's people that are spending 10 grand a month on ads, these big corporations and stuff, and it's like, if it works, why not? The last thing you want to do is spend all that money on ads and then not be able to actually fulfill the amount of work that's coming in, I suppose. Grip tape baseball takes a lot of that cold away. I forgot we were talking about this last year. When you're vacuuming gutters, especially on aluminium poles, the temperature of the air passing through your gutter poles makes that base pole super cold, and it really does have a massive effect on the job. And yeah, we spoke about grip tape, didn't we, on that base pole? One, it identifies it as the base pole, which I think is useful anyway, because it always gets mixed in with all the others. You end up having to look at the end and it's like, is that the base pole? Yeah. So if you can get rid of that by putting something on it, cool. 2, grip tape is great for like it not slipping around in your hand, which on a cold day, if it's a little bit damp and foggy, you know, they'll get a little bit slippy maybe. And 3, if it keeps your hands a bit warmer, why not? I always say I'm going to do all this stuff. I'm like, that's a good idea. I'm going to do that this year. I actually never end up doing it. Maybe this will be the year where I actually pull my finger out, spend a bit of money, and have a comfortable winter rather than suffering. I have a job lined up with my wife's grandma. I'll give her some flyers and let her do some work. Let her also do some work for me. There you go. Yeah, old people are great for like word of mouth because they're all they all talk to each other. They call each other like every day, and they speak on the corner of the street and stuff. They're always chatting. And because that's like the only interesting thing that happened that week, it's like, oh, my grandson cleaned my patio this week. And then when they haven't seen someone for like a month, they'll say, oh, my grandson cleaned my patio last month because nothing else has happened. So it's like, perfect for you. Word of mouth is your biggest asset. World full of generic rubbish spamming and social media feeds. That's true. One could say social media is oversaturated. True. I mean, but I did sort of build my business on social media, so I am a little bit biased. Knocking on doors in Belgium is a big no-no, especially where I am. The Flemish side. Flemish. People can be really butthurt. I actually wanted to do it, but my wife told me they'll call the cops. Really? Just for knocking on the door? Are they quite private people? Just got a grant from a local council to help with any costs. They will pay for my signwriting and uniform. That's brilliant. And you don't have to... Is a grant where you don't have to pay it back. That's cool. Can you put yard signs on public land alongside the road in strategic areas? I don't know how long they would last. You sometimes see them on like islands and roundabouts, but they're normally paid spots, paid ads. I don't know if I wonder if people would frown upon that in our country. Sort of, if you were to drive around, imagine driving around your town, and suddenly you see a bunch of adverts on like multiple populated areas next to the roadside for the same business. I wonder if you'd. I think I'd be a little bit like, oh. A little bit too much. You know what I mean? Like quite presumptuous of them that they can just stick their sign up anywhere. You know what I mean? I don't know if it would land very well in this country. If it's a paid spot and they just started buying all the paid spots. I don't know if that sort of stuff works so much. I mean, it's definitely reminding people that you exist, I suppose. Evening, it's Lou from TNT. I was at Sausage Fest, the big sexy bastard with the top knot. I remember you well. Welcome. We aren't allowed, Mark. Yeah, that's the other thing. If you're not allowed as well, they've got your business name and contact details. So if they were going to do something, they know. You know what I mean? The grant wasn't worth it. Well, was it easy? A lot of faff, a lot of info to fill out, which ChatGPT helped with. I was contacted by my mum's friend's son. He deals with a lot of local businesses and helped me get the grants. That's cool. Total was £1,000, non-repayable. That's I mean, it's £1,000 you didn't have before. Was it worth the effort? Probably. You can put the signs on private land, but not public land. At the moment, I'm fairly full. Like, I'm never twiddling my thumbs, but yes, I may increase. I have to bear in mind with gutters, a lot of people want them doing within a week. Yeah, that's true. And to be fair, a lot of the gutters I've booked in the past have been like 2 or 3 weeks sometimes, and people are quite happy to wait. That was one of my biggest producers this year for finding new customers. Mark, can you put signs out anywhere? Because that's pretty crazy. I would almost consider that like littering in a way. If there's just signs like everywhere on public land. Definitely would look into it for local business startup grants. Was in conjunction with my local uni and local council. Some people call for annual maintenance. They will wait maybe 10 days. Fair enough. If they're calling as they've spotted an issue, they want it doing quite quick. Yeah, that's true. If they notice a drip or like a leak or something, yeah, they'll want it doing pretty quickly. I've noticed that people tend to panic. The daily spend, and it'll start paying the same day. Mohan, I signed up to members YouTube channel, but how do I join the Discord? Mohan, did you message Matt today with my... is your WhatsApp image the same as my WhatsApp image? Because it sort of looks, if it is you, it sort of looks like you're trying to impersonate me a little bit. It's a little bit weird. Interesting. They call them bandit signs here too. The competition a lot of times take them down. It's a free for all. Oh yeah, I wouldn't be, but I can't be arsed with all that sort of stuff. Like people fighting over spots for your signs and like a competitor down the road taking your sign down. That just seems a little bit like it's not worth the effort for me. That the grant was worth it. I was responding to some. Oh, okay, my bad. The stream seems about 7 or 8 minutes delayed. No, it's probably me, Macaulay. I try to read every single comment, and it takes time. So the comments keep coming in, and I'm still up here reading that one because I feel like if people are going to take the time to write something, the least I can do is read it. Not trying to impersonate. Okay, fair enough. It's a bit weird that you'd have your WhatsApp logo profile picture, one of my images, you know what I mean? The same image that I've got for my WhatsApp profile picture. Little bit weird, you got to be honest. I've made some changes to my website. I've added a commercial section because I thought this would probably be good for just having this text here. Does any SEO experts on here, just having the text here, commercial exterior cleaning, is that like optimizing for commercial work? I know it's not enough, but would that contribute to, so if someone Googled on Google, if they said commercial pressure washing or commercial cleaning or whatever, could I pop up based on this? Or would I have to be very specific and put some other stuff, maybe name some of these photos, commercial pressure washing Redditch, for example, photo number 1, commercial pressure washing Redditch, photo number 2, or something like that, when I upload these images, and just put more keywords on this page, sort of hinting towards commercial exterior cleaning. Yes, it's a heading 1. Heading 1 is I did a bit of, not Java, what's the other one? I did a little bit of programming when I did my smelt.club. So heading 1 is, but you can decide what heading 1 is, can't you? As long as you've got the ability to edit the site. So this would be heading 1. Or would it be this? I'm not like you early, Jay. So it's only stuff in heading 1 that is keyword stuff, Josh. So if I put a little description on some of these photos, would they count towards SEO? Would they count towards someone's Google search, for example? Be interested to get. Oh, that'd be cool to get an SEO guy on here, because it all sounds a bit like magic when you don't know anything about it. They do some weird magic in the background, and suddenly your website starts trending or whatever. The more words, the better. Fair enough. So this is just like a commercial page that I haven't really fleshed out yet. I've just put some big pictures on there, just to prove that we can facilitate like bigger jobs, I suppose, and more interesting jobs. I think that's a cool one as like a front page one. Don't often see people cleaning TPs and stuff. And then also I'm going to add, because someone reminded me the other day, why haven't you got repointing on the website? And I was like, ooh, I should definitely do that, like patio restoration and repointing, for example. Because pressure washing doesn't really, I haven't really gone into detail about any of this. It's like there's different surface types, yeah, fair enough. Maintenance plans, okay. There's nothing on here about sealing. I built this website so long ago. We've only really been taking sealing seriously for the last year, like just over a year or two maybe. I've got some amazing tarmac restorations and stuff that I could have that as its own thing, tarmac restoration. And then repointing, and then maybe pattern imprinted concrete restoration, that sort of stuff. Like I feel like I'm not really, I mean, I think it's a decent website, and it looks quite good for a pressure washer, because normally pressure washing websites are fairly, any cleaning website I suppose, like exterior cleaning, interior cleaning, they all seem quite basic. You've got 1 or 2 pages just showing real like contact information really, and a couple of pictures that probably aren't theirs. They're probably just stock images. All these pictures are mine. I've got a couple of videos on there, and I edited some of the roof cleaning stuff and added some better photos, because I don't think it was showing off our work very well from what was on there before. Impersonation is the highest form of flattery. That's true, depending on which way you look at it. There he is. Look at that cheeky boy. Oh, that doesn't expand like I expected it to. Look at your boy. So I've got like a big image at the top now, and then sort of the stages. It's like initial inspection. Choose your service, whether you want pressure washing, scraping, or soft washing. Which we don't really just do soft washing. Most times people want their roof cleaned because it's got moss on it, not just because it's got a bit of algae on it. So I think this is a decent pressure washing image, because I didn't really have one. I didn't really have a good one before where you could see the transformation, so I've changed that. The scraping image I've changed as well. The maintenance image. And then I've added a few images down here to show off our work. I don't know how often people look at this stuff. Maybe I can get the metrics. Maybe it's worth pulling up the metrics. Just to see how the website's performing and whether it's good for this industry. I should have my website on my YouTube as well, shouldn't I? I don't even have it in my YouTube description. There's so much more I could be doing. So many little things that if I just tweaked a few little things and was a bit more consistent with stuff. Someone showed me. I think it might have been Craig the other day. We were on the Discord, and he showed me that you can post. You can create a post on Google, which I didn't know, and none of us really know where it goes. It's like updating your status on Facebook or Instagram or wherever it might be, but you're doing it on Google. And one of the lads in the Discord said, like, I don't know if people directly see it. I don't know whether it gets pushed to a feed or anything. It just, but it does generate him work. So I don't know. Website. GoDaddy's really good, by the way. It's a little bit slow, Daddy, but it's so easy. You can go on there and just within seconds you can make a couple of edits. You can add a new page to your website and just drop some images in. It's so quick. Mohan just upgraded your membership. There you go. Posing as someone else is not normal. Look at Crystal Wash rebranded now. Probably upset someone. Crystal has rebranded. We didn't see that coming, did we? Site visitors 833 in the last 30 days, and I've got a performance score of 92%. I don't think there's any sensitive information on here, but is that good? 196 in the last 7 days. I mean, the performance must be good. We measure your online performance compared to online businesses like yours. A higher score means you're engaging visitors well. A low score means there's room to improve. Engaging visitors well. Does that mean once they're on your site, they have a mooch? So I've got nothing to compare this to. I don't know if this is good. Like, it's good for GoDaddy apparently, but I don't know if it's interesting though. Should we jump in the Discord and see if anyone wants to chat? Oh, there's Mitch with his tape. I think we've got the same Crocs. Yeah, I'll have to get myself some of that. I'm with GoDaddy. I really need to get mine better. Threw it together in an evening. Haven't really done anything else with it for 3 years. I think that's what happens with a lot of websites, to be fair. I think people sort of forget about them. Test, test, test. Does anyone want to chat about... anyone need any help with anything? Anyone want to chat about any of their quotes? Or need help with their equipment? Anything like that? I'm in the Discord. Did anyone have any thoughts and opinions on the new video? Because I haven't checked recently, but I had a feeling it was going to ruffle some feathers. And that wasn't the intention of the video, but thought the footage was too good not to use. You know what I mean? I mean, it seems to be doing well. People seem to be enjoying it, so that's cool. How much girth does the tape add? That's a very good question. Very good question indeed. I mean, the poles are... What, the poles? 51 mil? I don't think a little bit, like a couple of layers of tape are going to make that much of a difference, to be fair. Are you thinking for when you drop it into your mounts? When you drop it into your to your pole mounts? You don't use pole mounts, do you? You got my bag. No one wants to talk to me. Giveaways. When's the next Smelty giveaway? They come up with a good idea to something to give away, and we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Smooth facing brick, removing carbon buildup. Acid wash. I'd say start with Synergy personally. Carbon buildup. Yeah, I'd probably start with Synergy. You could try an acid wash. Have you tried pressure washing it yet? Have you tried like a fan jet? Nice. Mills. Hello, mate. Oh, he's gone. Okay, fair enough. There you go. No one wants to talk to me. That's fine. Should we leave it at that tonight? I haven't prepared anything. I was up till 2 a.m. editing that video last night because I realised I hadn't got anything to publish. Washzilla, welcome. Thank you for becoming a member. It's gutter season. What about gutter pole attachment giveaways? The issue with giveaways, right, is we've got people of all different disciplines. My battery nearly dead. No worries, mate. We've got people of all different disciplines and of all different stages in their business and stuff. And what I don't want to do is give away something that requires them to purchase something else if they don't have the thing already. Say for example, someone does want to get into exterior cleaning but they haven't quite started yet, or they've bought maybe like a water fed pole to start their window cleaning journey, whatever it might be. If I give away a nozzle for like a gutter vac or something, and of course everyone just enters it because they want to be part of it, will that person then can't use that nozzle? You know what I mean? Didn't you speak about giving away a DJI camera before? Did I? That would be a great giveaway, to be fair. I'm really needing help to set up. Just money. I want better and really want to do this. It's just money. I want better and really want to do this. Kibbles. I think a lot of people are in the same boat, mate, to be fair. You got to start from the bottom and work your way up. It's if you need any help with anything specific, we can talk about it. But quite a broad request. Give away another flow meter. I've gone through 2 in 5 months. To be fair, mine snapped the other day because I accidentally walked past it and brushed my leg against it, and it just sort of snapped off the hose reel. A DJI cam, maybe. Can you advise me to start? It's just money. Kibbles, what are you asking, mate? What do you need? How to make money? Is that what you're asking? Because I think a lot of people are in the same position as you, mate. What do I do? Should I PM you? No, just tell me what's holding you back. Do you have, like, you haven't got any equipment to start out, or you haven't got any leads, you haven't got any work coming in, you haven't got any motivation to do the work? Like, what's the constraint? Clean and Green says, I was rewatching your older videos and I noticed you didn't self-batch sodium hypochlorite. Is there a reason? In the beginning, I was using Pure Seal's Nuclear Pro. And the only reason I switched is because I realised I could buy my own surfactant from Pure Seal, which was a lot cheaper, and get my hypo from a local farmyard shop. And it was much cheaper than what Pure Seal could do it for. And I didn't have to wait for the shipping. I can just go and pick it up whenever I needed to. So now I get it from either my local farmyard shop or pressure washer sales and service over in Evesham when I'm in the area. I started with 400 quid. It's possible to start with very little. Same, Macaulay. Yeah, I was in the same boat. I started my entire business for 400 quid, less than 400 quid. So intrigued by the power pole setups you use, hoping to add that to my arsenal next year, hoping the fittings will work. Mark, are you going to be using it for like cladding, like the side of buildings and stuff, or are you planning on using it for roof cleaning? It's good for cladding work, I think. If you're doing house washes. I think a lot of I've seen a lot of Americans sort of just spraying the hypo, like downstream in the hypo up the side of the house, and then just sort of rinsing it off and calling it a day. And I don't know if that's, I don't understand how the logic of how that. I mean, yes, it's going to like dissolve algae and stuff, but if you were to then, like, even if all the organics are dead, I don't think that surface is clean, is it? Am I right in saying that's not clean yet? In my experience, when we've done patios and stuff, especially things like natural stone, you can treat the area with it like a soft wash solution, like hypo, and it looks clean. Massive transformation from what it was before. But then if you were to pressure wash over that surface, it gets even cleaner. And so even though the chemical has like killed all the organics, they're still on the surface. The dead organics are still there. There's still like a layer of biofilm that's dead. And I think, so this is why I've got a bit of an issue with just soft washing and not going over it with like a hard rinse or like at least a light pressure wash, you know what I mean? Every penny I make goes straight back into the business, and it'll be like that till the end of next year. That's a good goal. It's a very good mindset to have as well, because it's very easy when you start making money and when you start getting cash in on the side of your regular 9-to-5 job, you start getting this stack of cash, for example. It's very easy to be tempted to just add it onto your personal finances, where you think, oh, this is just extra now. Brilliant. But I think if you can have a little bit of self-control and just keep everything to do with your business finances separate from your personal stuff, keep it to one side, even get a business account as early as possible and just keep all those finances separate. So anything I spend for the business goes on the business account. Anything I make from the business goes back into the business account. It's just totally separate from my personal stuff. I think that's a really good way to be, and not dipping into that work, not dipping into that money for the first at least 6 months, I'd say, when you first start your business as like a side hustle. If you can just leave it and sit on it, that money pot will grow and grow, and it'll put you into a very, very good position, 6 to 12 months down the line, to either upgrade your equipment or enable you to like leave your job and still have like a really good foundation behind you of like, I remember when I left, I had 2 months worth of saving, 2 months wages, 2 months worth of wages from my regular job saved up from pressure washing. I had 2 months worth of work booked in around my 9-to-5. And I'd already bought all the equipment that I'd planned on buying. So I bought my van and I'd bought my pressure washer, and this was all money that I'd earned from the business. And now I'm like ready. I'm like, this is peak season. It's like April. I've got savings. I've got work booked in. This is the best time to do it. Like I've got no money to spend. I don't need to spend any money. I didn't mean I've got no money to spend. I mean, I've got nothing to spend my money on. It's just sat there in a pot. Like, this is the best time to do it. To pull the trigger. I'd like to use it for roof cleaning, but only to apply the mix. We can't use pressure on these asphalt shingle tiles. Yes. Yeah, so you could, it would be nice to be able to do that from the ground. Something with a little bit of pressure behind it, because we've got these dosatrons in the UK and these water-fed poles with the brushes and stuff to apply the biocide or whatever soft wash solution you want, but it doesn't really go on very quick. And it'd be nice to have some sort of X-jet at the end of your power pole, for example. The only trouble with that is that, you know, most of the houses in the UK are at least 2-story, and on a windy day you're going to have a hell of a lot of drift, and it's bad enough on ground surfaces, let alone doing it up in the air. So you get all the chemical blown about in the wind, and it's probably not ideal. But if you could have like a targeted way of applying a soft wash solution onto a roof, it's got a little bit of pressure behind it, maybe like a fan jet, where it spreads it out nice and evenly, just so you don't have to brush it on with like a super low pressure water fed pole. It just takes ages. That'd be cool. It's probably quite it's probably a little bit easier on those flat shingles as well, to get like to be able to apply the chemical a bit more uniformly, rather than having like profiled tiles with steps on them where you've got to sort of, you know what I mean. Do you guys tend to blast sodium hypochlorite from the ground up 3 floors? You guys tend to blast up 3 floors. We tend to get closer to the area we are cleaning. Our houses are usually close together, so we need to be careful with the overspray. Yeah. Vinyl siding is the most common surface. 17% sodium hypochlorite downstreamed burns organics off surfaces easily. 17%? 17% seems really high. Isn't 1 to 5 like 3%, 4%? 17%? Are you starting with 17% and then downstreaming it? Oh, so we're starting with 15% and then diluting it. You're starting with 17% and then diluting it when you downstream it. Do you know what you're applying to the siding? Do you know what the ratio is once it comes out the end of the trigger? Hi Jake, I've got a job this week on Sunday. I'm going to be doing pressure washing and removing a stain. It's oil from a patio. I don't know what chemical I should use. Do you know what sort of oil it is? Presumably if it's a patio, it's like barbecue. Oil from a barbecue, maybe, organic. And it depends on what surface it is as well. But give me a little bit more information and maybe we can try and go through it. But I'd say if it is organic, you could try sodium hypochlorite. You could also mix that with some Synergy from Pure Seal, which is a degreaser that apparently is safe with hypo, although I've had some issues with it when it heats up in the past. But so Synergy is like a heavy duty degreaser, and mixed with that, because the hypo will target organics and then the Synergy will target the grease, it's like a 2-in-1 like super mix for organic oil stains, providing that the surface that you're cleaning, the patio that you're cleaning, is safe to use those chemicals on. I have money saved up for equipment for when I start. There you go, Husky. Nice one. Vinyl siding's not common in the UK. True. I've used hypo on my patio. It was good. Do you recommend a stronger hypo? Sorry for asking. Sorry, I'm asking for my husband. Kibbles, don't apologise. This is what we do these live streams for, to try and help out. Do you recommend a stronger hypo? Generally, most people's issue with, if you're saying it was good, okay, so it worked, it did what you wanted it to do, so you don't really need to change anything if that's what you're saying. Generally, people have issues with hypo not working when either it's too hot and it evaporates too quickly. I think it can be too cold, although I'm not so sure on that one. I need to double check on that one. I think sub 0 degrees, I can imagine it's probably not very effective, but I need to double check on that one. But evaporating is it not staying on the surface where you want it, so it's not dwelling where you actually need it to dwell for long enough, because it sort of falls between the joints. And most of the time the issue there is there's not enough surfactant in the mix. So most people get their hypo, they get their sodium hypochlorite and they put it through a pump sprayer, or they get their bucket and brush and they think, oh, it's not foaming, why isn't it foaming? I've seen all these videos on YouTube of people spraying it out the end of their pressure washer and it's beautifully foamy. The reason is because it doesn't have any surfactant in it, so you need to find a bleach safe surfactant, which Pure Seal sell. I think you can get it from like Jenny Chem. There's a bunch of other ones on Amazon as well. You're looking for a surfactant that you can mix in and help it foam when it hits the surface, and that'll stay on the surface for longer. It'll increase the dwell times, which the longer you can keep it active on the surface, the better it's going to do. It will stop it from evaporating so quickly. And yeah, probably make your hypo more effective. Generally, hypo is hypo. Sometimes you can get stronger and weaker versions. I tend to use 15% from my local farm shop. Absolutely, Macaulay says, I have a stack of cash and I will not touch it. If I can use my own funds still to pay for anything I need for the business, although Darren conned me into a new PW. Nice. The pre-treatment breaks everything up nicely, then just a low pressure rinse up to 3 stories from the ground. So you're not pressure washing the surface. It ends up to about 1.5% downstreamed. Okay. See, I still think like from the ground, you know, spraying hypo up onto that cladding, is it? From the ground, all the green or all the organics have like been killed off and they're probably dissolved away. But I bet you could get a much better finish if you actually went over it again with a light pressure wash. And do that for the rinse rather than just rinsing it from the ground with like a sniper nozzle or something, which isn't actually applying any pressure to the surface. It's just a lot of water to remove the chemical residue. But is that even necessary? Because probably after a few weather cycles, would that weather off naturally, like you'd expect biocide from a roof to weather off all the dead organics? Maybe the hypo works the same way as biocide does when it's... I've never tested that actually. So when the hypo kills the organics and then it's left to weather, a month later, would that look the same as if you'd pressure washed it afterwards, or would it not? Interesting. How would you clean a resin drive? It's only 2 years old. That would bring it up. It's light blue, and I've tried hypo and it didn't work well. Did you pressure wash it, Kibbles? Generally we use a flat surface cleaner on resin. We pre-treat it with hypo, flat surface clean it, and then probably post-treat it with like a biocide just to keep it moss free, because resin has a tendency to grow lots of little chunks of moss in between all the aggregate. It's slower to react when it's cold. Okay, but it's still effective, it just takes longer. That's interesting to know with hypo. I've used Jenny Chem surfactant, works well, not had an issue with it. There you go. So you did pressure wash it and tried hypo, it didn't work well. Kibbles, did you have surfactant in your hypo? Because what I will say about resin is most of the time resin is super absorbent, extremely absorbent. So a lot of the time if you pressure wash a resin driveway, there's no runoff, it just gets absorbed down into the resin. And so it's quite important on a resin driveway that you have a really foamy mix of hypo when you're applying it, so it sits on the surface rather than being instantly absorbed. Because if it gets absorbed, it's no longer active on the top where all the organic, where all the organic staining is. So as soon as it absorbs through, it's just like a waste of chemical basically. So you need to make sure there's plenty of soapy surfactant in there to keep it surface level. Volume of water over pressure. I don't think we get the amount of organic growth that you guys get, but the process gets the surface thoroughly clean. There you go. Perfect. If it works, it works. You're right about the organic growth. I think in the US it's probably a little bit hotter in most places than it is over here, and so we suffer with lots of algae, dark, damp areas of patios, places in the garden that just never see sunlight, and those are the areas that are going to go greener faster. We get a lot of areas of, like, poorly built gardens and poorly built patios and stuff where there's no drainage solution. So we went to visit one the other week. It was like a block paved rear patio, and there's no, I don't know what we're going to do. I think they accepted the quote, I can't remember, but there's no drainage on the patio. It's a block paved patio surrounded by retaining walls and the house, and it's about 50 odd square meters, so it's a big patio. No drains. It was like the whole surface was fairly flat. No runoff, nowhere for the water to go, so the water ends up just sitting there and absorbing into the substrate, the sub base underneath the blocks, and the whole area just stays wet. And there's parts of that patio that are just in the shade, especially down the side of the house, and it's just imagine a swamp, imagine a wet, it's kind of like boggy. That's what the sub base would be like. It's just boggy. It stays damp, and it encourages all that growth to come up. I think someone in the Discord had an issue last week where they just pressure washed. It was Tintin. There we go. I hope Tintin doesn't mind me sharing this. I don't think he will. Disappointed as I cleaned this block paving 3 months ago, and the weeds are already coming back. Just normal kiln dried sand, no hypo due to the fish pond. And so this one's quite telling. Like, the first thing I thought when I was watching this video is, I don't see any drains. It all looks pretty flat, and that is absolutely classic of an area that doesn't have any drainage. And I said, I'm going to take a wild guess. Was there any drainage? And he said no. How did you know? And it's because if this like he's pumped all this water by pressure washing this area, he's absolutely drenched the sub base, which we do when we're pressure washing. It's just a part of what happens. And there was nowhere for that water to run off, and so he had to use his gutter vacuum to suck up all the puddles. And it's just sat there, and it's a perfect place for weeds to start popping back up, and it's perfect for, it just encourages algae and stuff. And this is the issue with a poorly thought out patio or a poorly landscaped garden. There's nowhere for all the water to run off. Can I get this on your site, please? Kibbles, I don't sell products, mate. You can, if you sign up with, I think you need to prove that you're a business, and they'll need your like ID and stuff when you sign up for the website. But Pure Seal do this surf boost. This is the one I get, and you just add about 500 ml of surfactant to your big 25 litre barrel of neat hypo, shake it all up, and then that neat hypo is ready to use whenever. Then you can just dilute it in a bucket of water or through your backpack or whatever you're using to apply it. And that's the stuff I use, so works really well. It's what we were using today when we were applying this with the, here we go, look, sodium hypochlorite 15%, 500 ml of surfactant poured into it, and then applying it through this. What's this one called? Is it foam cannon? I can't remember what it's called. Foam cannon from Rutland Pumps. Look at that. It goes on so well. Too loud. It's such perfect even coverage compared to the X-Jet. I do love the X-Jet, and it's such a versatile bit of kit, but this, for applying a lot of chemical onto ground surfaces quickly and evenly, it's so good. It foams up so nice compared to the X-Jet. The X-Jet does a good job, but this, I can imagine dwell times are massively increased with this. Evening AJ, welcome mate. AJ, are you the AJ from Redditch? Perchance. Mark, do you use a hotter mix when it's cold? Yes. Daz, just longer dwell time in the cold, not a hotter mix. That's interesting. Good to know. Resin is a pain to clean. Do you think? That's the problem. I jet wash and it goes so quick. Would you recommend where I can get the chemicals? I'm in Devon and it's really damp and the weather down here now is awful. And that's when I have issues. Yeah, have a look on the Pure Seal site, mate. The good thing about the Pure Seal website as well is if you want to know which chemicals are appropriate for which surfaces, you can have a look down here on the side. So if you're cleaning like granite block paving, for example, you click on granite there. I don't know why this is taking so long today. And then I click on the link bar and it changes straight away. Like all of these products, like this concrete and mortar remover for granite, all of these products are suitable for granite surfaces because you've sort of filtered it through. So you know that's okay to use on granite then. So which is very useful, I think. You ever used a sud sucker pump for that situation? We call it a mud sucker over here, but yes. I've got quite another controversial video. Seems to be a running theme, doesn't it? Where we were sucking out this pooling water onto someone's grass, and I got told off in the comments for destroying the grass. But of course, it never destroyed the grass, did it? Soak away situation where there is actually a drain in the corner here, but it doesn't really go anywhere. It's there somewhere. So I'm going to whip out the mud sucker. See if she can get it done. Right then, stick that on the end of the lance. That's how it's done. Right, we're back at this patio that we flooded a couple of weeks ago. And I just wanted to show all the professionals in the comments that told us that we'd flooded the lawn and ruined the grass. There's absolutely nothing wrong with what we've done here. It still looks perfect. A couple of weeks later, definitely haven't flooded it, definitely haven't ruined the garden. I appreciate it comes with the territory of posting pretty much everything you do online, TikTok and Instagram and stuff. And you get all these comments from people thinking they can do a better job, which is fine, I understand. But they're not always right. Redirecting mildly dirty water onto the grass is not going to do it any harm. There was no sludge in it, no debris in it, it was just brown water. Yeah. Anyway. Our roof is covered in moss, falls off, and it's a nightmare. You should have a little look at the video that I've just posted on YouTube, showing how we scraped the mossiest roof we've ever come across. Here it is, look. We've done a couple of good roof scrapes. This one down here where we used a 1-inch scraper. Obviously you can pressure wash it and put the biocide on, but occasionally we'll scrape the moss off by hand and then treat it with biocide. Got a bunch of roof cleaning videos that you might find interesting. I had someone ask for a quote on Block Paved Drive the other day. Dips everywhere, weeds everywhere, no drainage, 150 square meters. One of the few occasions I didn't take the job. It's a very telling sign when you've got dips. When you've got dips in especially block paving. And generally it's because no drainage. The water sits in the lowest points of the patio or the driveway. And eventually that sand just gets washed out every time it rains. And so you end up with these like crevasse dips. Quite often, you know, a very sure sign that the driveway hasn't been built very well. Kibbles, no problem. Thank you for the advice. You're very welcome. Oh, you're down in Kent. Sorry, we've got an AJ exterior cleaning in Redditch here. Feeding the grass, yeah. Just tagged you in a Discord post. This is the front of what I showed you. I think I saw that actually. I did see that one. So similar situation on the front. Lots of weeds. Lots of plant pots. I don't know why people insist on having all these plant pots everywhere, but yeah, that's like a typical driveway in the UK. To be fair, it's just all these. When you've got such a flat driveway like this, you quite often get like a big build-up of weeds because there's just the water doesn't run off anywhere; it just sort of sits in position. And then I don't know whether it's a coincidence or not, but you can see the areas that have got most foliage around them, all these plant pots and stuff. Those seem to be the areas that are more heavy on the weeds. Maybe there's a theme. Ruined, absolutely ruined. Can't believe you would water the grass and pour organics onto it. The customer saw that video, and I think his friend said like, "Can you believe they did that?" And he, I can't remember his response, but I don't think he was too bothered. What stockist do you use in Redditch? The Villa Boys from Aston. What do you mean, what stockist? Stockist? For the hypo, we occasionally go to there's a farm shop in Stoke Prior. You need brick acid on the grass to counteract, maybe. I'm going to leave it there, guys. I think I've covered a couple of questions and stuff and tried to help out best I can. Maybe I'll come prepared next week for a few... Maybe we'll get a guest on. I think we should get my accountant on. I think we should get an SEO guy on. No worries, Mark. Thanks for watching, mate. Appreciate you all watching. Very cool that you guys still tune in. If you'd like to become part of the Discord, I'd encourage it. If you're into exterior cleaning stuff, if you like all things pressure washing related, roof cleaning, ceiling, repointing. We talk about literally everything. Solar panels. We can help you out with your quotes. We can help you identify certain surfaces. Head on to the YouTube. There'll be a button in the main description that says join. And you can then join up and get access to the Discord. Very, very cool community. Everyone's here to help. Everyone's learning. Everyone's various different experience levels. and so much good advice in this Discord. It's such a nice place to be. Thanks for the stream. Have a good evening. BO6, what does that mean? BO6? Battlefield 6? Are you talking about Battlefield? We should get someone who knows how to live stream on. That's a good idea. Black Ops 6? Nah. No, I think Battlefield, the Battle Royale for Battlefield 6 is out tomorrow. And then Ark Raiders is out on Thursday, I think. Good week for gamers. Oh, Jamie, I haven't seen your name in the chat for a while. Thanks, mate. Right, have a good evening, guys. Have a good week.